Now we're about to add the hex cutout to the bottom tab. I just want to show you one problem that you might run into if you try to do this in a similar design. So to do this, we're just going to show you the steps again. So click on the surface. Same as before, we're going to add the hex shape. Hover over the circle, find the center, and then drag out that hex shape. Now what you might notice already is that hex shape is going to cut into our revolve profile. So there's two things you can do to do this. We'll just go ahead and drop it down, and we'll do our parallel constraint again to straighten it up. You could straighten it with this line in here to give you a little bit more space, but just for this example we'll do this, and then we'll add the dimension, which was 7mm before. So you can see once I've done this, that in this shape here, that part of the hex is actually behind the revolve. So first way you can do that is to continue on and finish the sketch, and then do the extrude. Now if I do what we did before and just cut it back, you'll see that there's going to leave a flat edge just here. Now this is where we need to use this little tool just here, the asymmetric tool. So what we can do is we can tell it to cut one direction a certain distance, and then another distance the other way. Alright, so I'm going to change this one here to show you which way that's going. So that's the original cutout, so the first distance is what we cut out previously, and then the other way here is going to cut the hex out of that revolve, so that way it's going to allow the nut to actually fit in. So you can, it doesn't really matter how far we drag this out, as long as it's actually cutting out the shape. So you can probably see if I keep dragging that, once that's out, you'll see a little point just there, so that means that it's cut out enough so that we can slide that little nut in eventually. So I'm going to hit OK there. I'll come back out, and you can sort of see that if we go straight on, you can probably see a little cutout just there, like so. So that's how you can fix that one way. The other way is that you could just extend that tab out a little bit, and I'll just show you that now. So I'll just go back one step. We might leave that there, and we're just going to extrude that as we did up the top, and cut that. So hopefully now you can sort of see what I'm talking about. If I maybe come around this side, and I'll try and zoom in a little bit, you might be able to see a little lip. If we zoom in there, that would stop the nuts from sliding in. So this method, we're just going to lengthen that tab out slightly. So we'll go hover over our sketch, which I think is this one here. Just double click on that one. Oh, no, sorry, that's the circle. We'll go back. So it must be that one just there. There it is. So we'll double click on that one, and rather than making that 12, so we're going to lengthen it from left to right, so we're just going to make that 15, for example, and then hit OK. Which way has that gone? It's gone the other way. Bear with us 2 seconds. We'll just bring that back into here, and we'll make that 0. There we go. That's the shape that we want. So we just lengthen that tab out slightly, and there we have it. There's another way that you can just make sure that that hex has got clearance so that you can eventually nut and bolt these two molds together. So there's a few tips that you can possibly use if you run into trouble doing that step.